All right. Hey guys, it's Rusty Dave. Sorry if my audio is back to trash. Like I said last time or the time before, my microphone died, so it's just back on my phone audio now. As you know, I just quit slash was fired from my job, but this was like some of the last stuff that I had purchased that I didn't have a chance to do a video on yet. Got some Princess Auto, obviously, Home Depot. But yeah, I figured I'll do another video and showcase this stuff before I pack it away. Because right now I'm looking at getting a job with a friend of mine who, I'm very happy that he's helping me out, but it's going to be a security job. So for the time being, that'll be fine, but I won't be needing to wrench or to be doing anything with my tools for a minute. So sad to say, I think I'm packing them all up. But this was some last couple of weeks. I've been dealing with some stuff, dealing with the police actually, with it, which is quite sad because my former boss refuses to give me one of my toolboxes, which was that empty 68-inch Epic toolbox, which in Canada is worth $26,000. So I'm gonna have to file a lawsuit, but I don't want to get into that. I don't want that to drag me down because I've been dealing with that in my personal life, and I just want to put that behind me for right now and just focus on all this amazing stuff that I got in front of me. And it all gets sorted out with. I've been assured that, what I had, it's just a matter of time before I either get the value back, which, hell, I'd rather have the money than the box because I was going to sell it anyway. So it's just going to be a matter of time. So in the meantime, I'll be doing some security work for now. So I need to pack away some of this stuff. It's taking up a lot of room in the apartment. There's some stuff from work, that like I know I've shown that before. This aluminum toolbox I got that somebody actually made. I thought was pretty cool. Stay Lucky has birds. Like that, somebody made that. The only thing is I want to get rid of that handcuff handle and put a proper handle on it. But that's going to be packed away for now. And then that guy, I know I've shown before, I found it at a yard sale. Pretty much unused. I've been using it at work, but that's supposed to be my home grinder anyway. That miter box was actually sitting in the back of my car for about 6 months waiting on a project. So I'm going to get that done, but I got to get all this crap cleared out of the way because you can see there's a Christmas tree right there. That is going to go right here. We're only going to put up half of it because we have a cat and we don't want him to knock it down. So the tree is going to be on the table. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get started in no order because there's Princess Auto, and like I said, I think there's also Canadian Tire, and there's also Home Depot. So I'll try to tell you where it's from, how much it was as I pull it out. This is an SK set, the X-frame ratcheting wrenches, which I've always wanted some of these, but they used to be made in the US, which is what I wanted. These are not made in the US, not anymore. You can see there's no US stamping anywhere. Now, the chrome on these guys is immaculate. It's amazing. It's SK, so it should be. But that being said, they are now made in China, I think. Unless these are Taiwan. Nope, made in China. And then it just goes over everything. This is a little 6-paw ratchet design, 216 positions. Has your sizes there that the set includes. 1.7 degree arc swing, the lowest in the business. Anyway, these were at Princess Auto. Every little thing so you can try it. You can hear that. Sounds nice. Oh, excuse me. And then I was looking at this. Look, it has actually anti-slip on the open end, which I never knew. And it looks pretty nice. Like I said, these things, that's the only spot where they could have used a little better finishing, I would say, inside of the cutouts there. But these things are great. The only thing that I noticed was, look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but there's play right here, which it's not that bad. It's not that much. The only thing is, because this doesn't have the whole cutout like this, that play hits right along here. And when you're ratcheting, it actually kind of gets caught sometimes. It feels like it's not happening right now, which is, of course, it wouldn't happen when I'm trying to do it. But I was playing around with them, and it feels like it catches sometimes. And again, that's just because there's that little bit of play right there. You can see it. And because it's basically flush, it's slightly above. But I think if you're going to have it like that to where you don't have the large face like this, you have to have it sticking out a little bit more. So I think like this, with just sticking out just the hair like that, it binds because it catches on here. But either way, I love this setup. It has like EVA foam with full carbon fiber on it. Oh, there goes my candy cane. Anyway, yeah, like I said, you can see what was in it in the back. It's got a 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. This set was like 100 and something, I want to say, but I only paid 70 for it, which even that I thought was a lot of money because it's only a 7-piece. But I couldn't pass it up because I love that SK design. And then now I got this little guy, which it's kind of hard to pull out with one hand. We'll see if I can do it. There we go. I'll try to pull out the whole thing. But now this will be my little wrench tester and stuff. Anytime I want to showcase them, you know, I can pull out the 14, put it on there. So I'm going to save this little plastic guy. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, now we'll get to see the actual set. If I can get it out of there with my hand. There we go. Let's get that aside. Look at that. Now this foam, it's nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's nice. Only thing is, some of these smaller ones are easy to get out. Harder ones, bigger ones are a little hard to get out. Actually, they were very difficult because they were like this. So it sits more flush, which looks nicer. You know, except that the SK is then flipped upside down. But that's how it came, and that makes it very hard to take out. See if I can even get it out with one hand. So I had to flip it around this way, which looks like the correct way anyway. And then it's much easier because you can just grab the head and it just pops right out. And now these little ones comes out nice and easy. Anyway, I was super stoked to get that. I love this. It looks beautiful. I know they're made in China, but I'm still a sucker for SK and that X-frame design. I would love to have American-made ones. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. But it is what it is. First item down. And then, let's see, this is also Princess Auto. It's a little Weehaw bit set. This is only like $3 or $4. And when I saw Weehaw, I'm like, oh, I want to test out their bits. I haven't even opened it yet to test them out, but maybe one day I'll do a comparison on bits and stuff and see what I like more. But I've heard good things about Weehaw bits. That's why I decided to grab that. Moving on, this is a replacement. Usually it's a everyday carry for me. I have it tucked in my pocket, but I lost it a while ago in the tailgate of a Ford F-150. Couldn't get it back out. I stuck a magnet down in there and everything, but I couldn't get it out. I was using it just like that. Pounding on something and it fell in, so I just needed a replacement. Wasn't on sale. Don't know how much I paid for it. Didn't really care because I needed one, probably like 10, 12 bucks. And then I stopped by Rona to buy some ratchet straps that I needed to move my boxes. And I saw, you know, I walked through the tools and I checked out, I think there's a few things in here from there. And I grabbed this little Craftsman screwdriver. Yeah, sure, it's made in China, I believe. No, it's actually made in Taiwan. But this little stubby guy was $1. So I was like, oh, hell, sure, I'll take it. It was on clearance. I'm not sure why. So I said, why not? And I grabbed it. Figured $1, you can't go wrong. These guys, obviously, oh, no, This is from Princess Auto, not from Home Depot. They're Milwaukee, all metal handles. So the blade goes all the way down through the handle. Look at that. And I'm just tired of, you know, scissors always failing, and you know, when you go to squeeze them and they like fold over on each other. So that's why I grabbed these, and obviously it was Princess Auto, so it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $10.99 for the set, which for a nice pair of scissors, you know, why not? Haven't even opened it yet though, but I think I'm just gonna put these in the junk drawer and use them at the house for now until I get a new job where I can actually make use of them. Anyway, moving on. Another Princess Auto, another ProPoint. I forgot to mention last time going over a lot of ProPoint stuff. That's one of their house brands. That's supposed to be their top of the line house brand. There's a little part number. And lately they've been getting a lot of Easy Red designs. I don't know if it's actually made by Easy Red or if they took their designs because Easy Red's patents ran out or what. But anyway, I've always seen these little bit holders, you know, it's magnetized. You can slap it down, just throw in all your bits. You can fold it over. And I was like, oh, I can use that. And right now all of their new stuff was all on sale. So I think this is usually gonna be like 20, but it was like down to pretty much everything was half off. It was like 10, $10.99, maybe $11.99, I can't remember. But I decided to grab that. Another Princess Auto. This is in the surplus. Steel core, but look at this. Look. Hyper Tough. I don't have any Hyper Tough ratchets, so I saw this and I was like, oh, you know what? Why not? First Hyper Tough ratchet. Little 1/4 inch push button. It is, what did that say, 72 tooth? Yep, 72 tooth, 5.5 inches. Obviously made in China, but I figured, you know what? Why not? First Hyper Tough ratchet. Doesn't sound too bad. Has quite a bit of back drag though. Very just generic, you know, pair head ratchet. Why not? It was only like $5.99, $6.99 because it was surplus. Surplus at Princess Auto has some great prices. And then moving on, this guy I got at the Home Depot. And this is light, has your little stand there. You can move it around. You can, use it as a handle. I don't know why I got it. Mainly for working, you know, like on rockers of cars. It's fairly bright. And it actually has two brightnesses. You see that one's not quite as bright. That's the brighter one. Not as bright. I don't know that. Yeah, that's showing up on camera. Anyway, this one has 6 AA batteries. And then when I found that out, I threw it in because I found that they always have clearance section at the Home Depot. This wasn't in a container or anything, like in its packaging. It was just like this, and it was laying there. And it had a big old sticker on it that said clearance $5.99, so I grabbed it. I was like, oh man, look at that light for $5.99. That's why nobody wants to buy battery lights, you know? They just eat them up. So, especially now that I don't need a work light, it'll just be another home light. Why not, you know, $5.99, I could use it for something. Husky always, you know, they make decent stuff. I've never been steered wrong with Husky. Here's a couple of more Home Depot purchases. They're both channel locks, both made in the US. This is an oil filter wrench, which I liked it because of the short handles. Because just recently, obviously before I left my employment there, I needed something short handled and I didn't have anything. So it was a pain to get that oil filter out, and I had to pull the old screwdriver through it, and even that didn't work, and I had to put a big pair of channel locks, like I'm talking like 24 inches from underneath, and grab like the bottom of the filter and just twisted it. I could have used something like this, so I figured why not. Grab those, literally I think 12 or 13, like for a USA channel lock. I was like, oh man, that's a great deal. And I saw these guys, 426s, 6.5 inch tongue and groove plier, made in the US again because it's channel lock. Guess how much these guys were? These guys I saw for $8.50. Not on sale. This is a non-sale price. Same with that. That was a non-sale price. But these guys, yeah, sure, there's a little bit of an issue with, they put like a, I don't know if it's a clear coat or whatever they put to stop from rusting. Like you can see, they probably laid something on top of here and, you know, dried to it, but it doesn't matter. With taxes, I think I paid like $9.50. A pair of channel locks for $9.50. I jumped all over it. And I was going to buy more, but this is the only pair that they had. And this pair is perfect to like throw in your back pocket when you're going somewhere. You know, it's just the right size. And I think for now, I'm going to stop there because I have something I got to do, but I'll see you guys later.